Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to take another quick look at the Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures game. I'm once again going to do something a little different. Today, we're going to be taking a closer look at Wave 3.5, or the cinematic wave. I did publish a video sort of like this about a month ago. It was just an overview of Wave 3.5 and 4 and some speculation. My son's been asking me every day for more information on some of these cards and some of these new ships. So I did a little bit more digging and I was able to find some more information. He's actually here watching this presentation too. What I've done, I got all of this information from the Fantasy Flight website. There's a news section for this game, and I just went into like 6 or 7 different articles and compiled a whole bunch of images together into one PowerPoint presentation just to sort of make it easier so I'm not constantly browsing screens and trying to fit things together. So today we're going to look at Wave 3.5 and show you some of some more detail as far as the cards and the ships are concerned. I've already covered the Imperial Aces expansion. That's part of Wave 3.5. Check out my YouTube channel and my X-Wing video series if you want to see the details on that. So I'm going to be skipping that, but I'll be covering the Rebel Transport, the Rebel Aces expansion, and the Tantive 4 expansion. The first one is the Rebel Transport. And one thing that I'm not sure how this is going to play out. It looks like the maneuver template is fixed, and those ranges there are sort of attached together. So I'm curious to see how that will eventually play out. I'm someone that needs to physically see something working. I'm very visual, and I can't imagine how this would work in my head. So I'm gonna have to wait and see, how the template moves and how it's maneuvered to make it move the way it does. But that's pretty interesting how there's a new maneuver template in play there. Here's a quick snapshot of everything that comes with the Rebel Transport. Once again, you've got your templates in the lower left here. You've got your maneuver dials. It comes with one X-Wing, so that's pretty cool too. And it comes with a whole bunch of different X-Wing pilots and a Rebel Transport card, some more upgrades, and it's even got a lot more tokens, as you can see, and even some new tokens that I've never seen before. So moving on, here's a quick look at the transport card itself. It looks like it has a pilot skill of 3. I don't know if this is going to be the only card in that deck. Again, I grabbed these images from the news articles on Fantasy Flight. And I think it was more of a preview and a demo as opposed to a demonstration on the full package. So just keep in the back of your mind that everything that you see here is subject to change and may not fully reflect everything that you would normally get. But here's like a quick demo slash preview of that. So this medium transport that I'm looking at right now, GR75 medium transport, instead of attacking, it can't attack. It uses energy, and that's what that purple 4 is right above the agility value. Basically, what it can do, and I don't know if it can only use energy once per turn. I'm thinking, based on what I've read, it can use energy. It could take multiple actions, so as long as it has energy to do so. But over on the right-hand side, I sort of copy and pasted this from the Fantasy Flight news article. But basically, it has 4 new actions down here, ones that I've never seen before. One of them, it says recover action. I believe the recover one is the second one. No, that's the first one. To spend all of its stored energy to regain a number of shields equal to the energy spent, possibly taking your transport from 0 shields back to full. So if you were to spend all 4 energy and you had 0 shields, that would bring you back up to 4. That's pretty cool. It says here that GR75 is divided into 2 sections, the forward and aft. And if you take a reinforce action, which is the second one over, you can reinforce one of those sections, adding an evade result to all defense results against attacks directed at that section until the end of the round. And I'm curious how that works, because if the agility is 0, in theory it wouldn't be rolling any defense die. So I'm thinking that this reinforce action allows the transport to roll some defense, but I'm not exactly sure about that. There is this jam action here. It's the 4th one over, I believe. It allows the transport to assign stress tokens to an enemy starship within range 1 to 2 until the starship has a total of 2 stress tokens. That's pretty big. I mean, if you could just keep your opponent stressed while your, friendly X-Wings or Y-Wings, do their thing, that's pretty useful. The fourth one with its coordinate action, I believe it's the third one over, these little triangles here. You can grant, the medium transport can grant a free action to any friendly ship within range 1 to 2. So again, that's pretty useful, I would think. It's very support heavy. And there's some new upgrade icons down here. You've got your team icons and your cargo icons. And I'm guessing those are new upgrade cards that'll come with this particular expansion. Here's a quick sample of images that I've pulled again from these news articles. There's the comms booster for energy. Spend 1 energy to remove all stress tokens from a friendly ship at range 1 to 3. Then assign 1 focus token to that ship. So you can get rid of stress and then assign a focus to it. That's pretty big. This little symbol down here is a cargo symbol. And again, there's these cargo upgrades on the bottom of these transport cards. Slicer tools. Choose, as an action, choose 1 or more enemy ships at range 1 to 3 that have a stress token. For each ship chosen, you may spend 1 energy to cause that ship to suffer 1 damage. That's... yeah.
One of those abilities that gives you to have jamming, that would give him 2 ones. That would be 2 damage to their hull.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. My son's chiming in. He's looking at these for the first time, and he's pretty amazed. Shield projector. When an enemy ship is declaring either a small or large ship as the target of an attack, you may spend 3 energy to force that ship to target you if possible. It's sort of like the Biggs Darklighter card, the X-Wing. The Biggs ability basically is it forces other ships, enemy ships, to attack Biggs instead of someone else within range. So that's sort of like the same thing. Here's a look at the X-Wing pilots that comes with this expansion. You've got Wes Jansen. He's a pilot skill of 8. Stats are same across the board. After you perform an attack, you may remove 1 focus, evade, or blue target lock token from the defender. Now, I was thinking about this. This either means after performing an attack, that means attack and defense die and all the modifications, or it could mean that after rolling attack dice. I checked the manual to see if I could figure it out. And in the manual, it's under the combat phase. The whole process of rolling attack dice and defense dice and modifying them, that is considered performing an attack. So I'm thinking that after you perform an attack, where you roll attack and then defense die and all that, I think that's where this effect kicks in. So that would be pretty cool to use if you have a wingman next to Wes Jansen that could fire immediately after him. He has a pilot skill of 8, so he would shoot relatively first compared to most other pilots. So you could have, like, say, a 3 or 4 right next to him, and then attack the enemy, rather, without a focus or an evade. So if Wes Jansen could, like, sort of remove the effect, even if he was unsuccessful in his attack, it could remove a token from the enemy so that his wingman could go in for the kill. Something like that. So that's pretty interesting. Jack Porkins, he's the one that blew up on the A New Hope at the, the one that said, "I can't hold it," and then and the one with the cheeseburger video. You've seen that one, right? Yeah, but basically, yeah, Jack Porkins, he was in A New Hope. He was the first to die in the assault on the Death Star. But when you receive a stress token, you may remove it and roll 1 attack die. On a hit result, deal 1 face-down damage card to this ship. So, basically, you can take the chance. It's gambling a little bit here. You can take the chance to remove a stress token, but you have to roll an attack die if you do that. And on a hit result, you deal 1 face-down damage card. I think there's only 3 hit symbols on an 8-sided attack die. So there's less than a 50 chance that you'd roll it, but that's still a pretty big chance. So it's up to you. But pilot skill 7, not too shabby. Some other ones here. Hobby. I think he was Luke's gunner in the Snowspeeder in The Empire Strikes Back. When you acquire or spend a target lock, you may remove 1 stress token from your ship. So that encourages Hobby to take stressful maneuvers and then use a target lock action, and thereby just basically removing the stress. So Hobby's going to be doing a lot of stressful maneuvers for that free action, I think. That's pretty cool. Only a pilot skill of 5. This Tarn Missin, I don't know who that is. Mysin Missin. Pilot skill 3. It's one of the lower pilot skills that I've seen for a named character. When an enemy declares you as the target of an attack, you may acquire a target lock on that ship. So that's pretty interesting. Some other upgrade cards that I saw related to this Fletchet Torpedoes. 3 attack die, range 2 to 3. As an attack, discard this card and spend your target lock to perform this attack. Nothing new there. But after you perform this attack, the defender receives 1 stress token if its hull value is 4 or lower. So it eliminates that whole, if in case you can turn 1 focus into a crit. It removes that, but adds this whole add a stress token. So that's interesting. It's cheaper too than proton torpedoes. R2D6. He's an astromech. Your upgrade bar gains the elite symbol upgrade icon. You cannot equip this upgrade if you already have one, though. Or if your pilot skill is 2 or lower. It's only 1 point. It's not bad. R3A2, when you declare the target of your attack. If the defender is inside your firing arc, you may receive 1 stress token to cause the defender to receive 1 stress token. So, if your character can use stress tokens and get rid of them quickly like Hobby can, then that might be something to consider. Next, we're going to move on to the Tanta 4. Again, this is also part of the Wave 3.5, or the Cinematic Wave. These aren't out yet, by the way. They're still... the Imperial Aces is the only one out of the 4 that's out on the market. But again, it uses that weird template here to move. I don't know how that all works. And here's a quick snapshot of what comes with that down there. What's weird with this, it comes with two cards. There's a fore and an aft. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. The forward section has an attack value, range 3 to 5, no agility, 8 hull, 5 shields, whereas the aft has 5 energy, no agility, 8 hull, and only 3 shields. So these seem to be operating independently of one another. And I believe I forgot to mention this with the Rebel Transport, but this expansion and the Rebel Transport comes with their own damage card decks. So basically, if you do damage to the forward section, you'll deal damage cards from the forward damage deck, and the same with the aft section. If you get damage on the aft section, you have to deal from the aft damage deck. So that's interesting. And it looks like these actions are roughly the same. I think I may have copied them over here. Between its 2 sections, the CR-90 Corvette features 4 possible actions. The primary weapon and most offensive potential are associated with its forward section, which also happens to be able to perform the target lock action. That's this here. The recover action, which is, I think, this one in the aft section, allows you to spend all the ship's stored energy to regain number of shields equal to the energy spent. Again, same thing with the Rebel Transport. The CR-90 is divided into 2 sections, forward and aft, and if you take the reinforce action, which is this one back here, actually the one I was just circling, the recover, I think, is this third one, and the reinforce is the 4th one. Again, I'm new to this, so yeah, I'm probably going to get some of that wrong. But again, that reinforce, adding an evade result to all defense results against attacks directed at that section until the end of the round. Coordinate, I believe those are those little triangles here in the forward section. Grants free actions to any friendly ship at range 1 to 2. However, if your CR-90 happens to be Dodona's Pride, your coordinate action can be applied to 2 friendly ships within range 1 to 2. And I copied the upgrade bar down here. There's 2 hardpoint upgrades. Those fueled like your turbo lasers, which I'll show you in a minute. You've got 2 team icons and 1 cargo. This is just your standard crew, which we've seen before. Yeah, like that's your crew, like Luke Skywalker or Chewbacca that's come with the Millennium Falcon. That's like that. Dodona's Pride, that's a title for the forward section only. When you perform or coordinate action, you may choose 2 friendly ships. That's exactly what I just read down here. Single turbo lasers. You have to spend 2 energy to use this. Attack energy. Spend 2 energy from this card to perform this attack. The defender doubles the agility value against this attack. You may change one of your focus results to a hit result. And that's understandable, because turbo lasers are your big, fat energy weapons fired from capital ships meant to attack other capital ships. It's not meant for snub fighters or anything like that. They're easier to dodge, but they are more powerful, so that if they do connect, they're going to do more damage. And that's reflected here with this 4 attack dice, I think. Has range 3 to 5. The quad laser cannons, on the other hand, those are the weapons on a capital ship that are better dealing with those snub fighters. And that has lesser attack value here, but there's no penalty as far as defense goes. Spend 1 energy from this card to perform this attack. If this attack does not hit, you may immediately spend 1 energy from this card to perform this attack again. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So you can keep firing it for a reduced cost, which is pretty neat. These are pretty high upgrade costs, so that's something to consider. Some other upgrade cards for you. Engine Booster Limited. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing maybe you can only have 1. Immediately before you reveal your maneuver dial, you may spend 1 energy to execute a white straight maneuver. It's sort of like a boost, I guess. You cannot use this ability if you would overlap another ship. R2-D2, Rebel only. At the end of your end phase, if you have no shields, you may recover 1 shield and roll 1 attack die. On a hit result, randomly flip one of your face down damage cards face up and resolve it. I'm not liking that. That's considered, yeah, that's not an astromech droid. That's part of a crew, it looks, or what is that? Yeah, it's part of this crew, it looks like. Maybe. I can't tell. But to take the chance of getting a critical damage like that, that's not something I might risk. I mean, there might be some use to this, but I haven't seen it yet. C-3PO, once per round before you roll 1 or more defense dice, you may guess aloud a number of evade results. If you roll that many evade results before modifying dice, add 1 evade. So again, you're playing like a casino gambling kind of thing where you're hoping to guess the right thing to gain some type of benefit. There's also some other ones here. Ionization Reactor. It looks like it's a one-time use card. For energy, spend 5 energy from this card and discard this card to cause each other ship at range 1 to suffer 1 damage and receive 1 ion token. That's huge for swarms. Trabana Gas Supplies Limited energy. You may discard this card to gain 3 energy. So it's like an energy boost for 1 round, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have the Rebel Aces. It comes with 1 A-Wing and a B-Wing, and I managed to find that it's scheduled to arrive around 3rd quarter of 2014. Here's a quick snapshot of what comes with that. Again, A-Wing, B-Wing. The A-Wing's painted blue, the B-Wing is painted red. Pretty neat. Again, your maneuver dials, some pilots, tokens, all the standard stuff. Looks like Kal Katarn upgrade card is in there somewhere, which is pretty interesting. Possibly Jan Ors there. Okay. So yeah, again, here's another quick look at those minis. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, prototype pilot. Yeah, the prototype pilot's interesting. It's pilot skill of 1, but it's only 17 points, so that might be something to add to your fleet. You know, if you're tight on points but still want the maneuverability of an A-Wing. Dagger Squadron pilot. So here's a quick look at some of the pilots with that. Jake Farrell, he's an A-Wing, skill of 7. After you perform a focus action or are assigned a focus action, not if you take one, but if you are assigned one, sort of like from the Hawk 290, you may perform a free boost or a barrel roll action, making him a lot more maneuverable in combat. And you've got KN Farlander. I've read his. When attacking, you may remove 1 stress token to change all of your focused hits results to a hit result. So basically, you're encouraging this guy to take stressful maneuvers just for the benefit of removing stress, something that would be negative against you, and using that to make it something positive. That's pretty darn powerful, and probably one that I'm going to be using heavily. Just that's pretty powerful. That's one of the first B-Wing pilots that I've seen that has a very useful action. There's some upgrade here cards for you. Enhanced scopes. I don't understand that one. During the activation phase, treat your pilot skill value as 0. So during movement, you're going to be moving first. But during combat, you'd still be attacking, with regard to your normal value. I don't understand why you'd want to move first The only thing I can think of is like if you know your opponent is going to move somewhere and you want him to run into you, and then you could take an action, but he would be forced not to take an action. That might be some strategy, but I don't understand what else you'd possibly. That's very situational. Then again, it's only one upgrade point, so maybe as I mess around with this card more, maybe I'll find other uses for it. A-Wing Test Pilot to title, 0 points to upgrade that. Your upgrade bar gains one elite upgrade icon. You cannot equip two of the same upgrade card. You cannot equip this card if your pilot skill value is 1 or lower. So basically, you can't use it on that prototype pilot. What? Yeah, I was getting there. The Chardan Refit. I don't know if I pronounced that. This card has a negative squad point cost. Basically, you can just attach it to your A-Wing to take 2 points off your squad total.
Oh my.
So that's pretty cool. If you put that on an A-Wing pilot, that's only 15 points.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Or a high one.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the end of my slideshow, at least what I had for you so far. I only have partial information on Wave 4 at the present time. The Fantasy Flight website really only had detailed information on the Z95 Headhunter. I mean, I managed to start putting some of that together here for you, but I think I'll save this stuff for the next video. Speaking of which, keep an eye out for it. When I get all of the information available on Wave 4, I'll go ahead and make a video similar to this one. Again, don't treat this as gospel. This is more of just like an overview / preview of what's to come. Hopefully you're as excited as Vinny Jr. and I are. So with that being said, you can check out my review of the base game at www.dadsgamingaddiction.com, or you can simply click on the links in the below description that'll take you there as well. This is Vince and Vinny Jr. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.